Okay, it is 5:15 and we are in the City Hall Council Chamber for the regular marketing meeting for Thursday, October 19th, 2023. And we'll call the meeting to order. The first order of business is to consider approving the minutes from the meeting of September 21st.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, general agenda items. Review and discuss the initial Midwest Communications online marketing. We have Cameo. Do you go by Rhodes or do you go by your Almley?
Yeah, I recently moved.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry, I've not met Connor, but Connor is here with her. And
Connor
Finucane. Okay. All right. They are going to go give us an overview of our first report and kind of explain how these reports work. And then she has some demo ads for us also. Okay. I'll let you take it, Cam. So.
Okay, so everybody that has the very first sheet.
Can you actually use the microphone?
Is it turned on?
I don't think so right now.
Their communications versus, that's a Dick and Henry
Yeah. Make sure the microphone is on too.
Check.
There we go.
Not like I've ever been behind one of these. Okay, so basically, this page right here, this is the down and dirty of the campaign. Connor, do you want to explain what everything is?
Sure. So the number of impressions is, ads to eyeballs. That's the number of ads that have been served on mobile devices and desktop devices as we've been running the campaign since early September. We've had 115 clicks coming directly to the city of Merrill's. Yep, click meaning someone clicked on the ad. They directly came to the city of Merrill's website there, and so that 0.08% click-through rate. The national average for these types of ads is about 0.05, so we're well above the national average on those types of clicks. I like to say these ads are very similar to digital billboards. Not everybody clicks on them, and so we're also tracking the actions. And what the cite and search actions there are people who have seen the ads and they didn't click on the ad, but they came directly to our web page, the City of Merrill's web page that we're tracking through. So over 200 some people have seen the ads and then came directly to the City of Merrill's landing page then. And then we are using geo actions, which are physical conversions of people who have seen the ads from the multiple places that we're targeting and came to the city of Merrill.
Is there any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Do we know, I know we're specific on the geographic areas. Are we seeing more action from one area over the other area? Are we seeing more interest, or is it fairly even?
So it looks fairly even. The location reporting is a few pages in. Right now, Chicago is one of the most prominent, followed by Minneapolis. And so our location reporting is based on IP address, which can be skewed a little bit. My IP address says I'm in Chicago right now because it's a huge Charter Spectrum hub, and that's who my internet provider is through. But it looks like Chicago is number one and Minneapolis is number two right now in the location reporting.
It's fairly even, though, you said?
Chicago leads by like 40-some thousand impressions, and then Minneapolis is following it.
Now, I'm just going to ask some questions.
Yeah, please.
Are we talking Chicago, or do we know any of the suburban areas that it's actually drawing from?
It is the Chicago DMA, so it is probably including the suburban areas as well.
All right, thanks.
DMA is digital marketing area?
No,
I like that, though.
That was my
I do like that too. It's a fairly significant radius, and I can provide that on
What does
exactly.
DMA stand for, though? Do you know? Okay.
I really don't. I know we're part of the Wausau Rhinelander DMA here, I can look that up.
It's a
for you,
median
though.
area.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, it's just a technical, like a abbreviation of territory.
Demographic market area?
That sounds right.
You said GMA or DMA?
DMA.
D, as in dog.
As in dog.
Does anybody else have any questions on the first page? Overall, I mean, considering that you had 124 people see your ad, leave that ad there, and then go physically to Merrill's website, that is a phenomenal, result. That's showing that we're targeting the right people, and they're interested. Because nobody goes and looks up city of anything for entertainment. It's because they want to find out something.
And
So-
you said this was only from the beginning of September when we first started.
Right. And this report was also ran October 9th. So we're already 10 more days in, but I didn't want to mess around and muddy anything and have different reports running around. So yes, this is very, very short into your program.
Okay.
The second page, Connor will explain this.
Sure. And I apologize that our reporting kind of cut some of this off. What this second page pie graph is showing is we're running 3 different ads right now between, promoting Merrill schools, Merrill jobs, and the housing system in Merrill. That's how the mobile ads are split up right now. And so it got a little cut off and skewed on the reporting, but essentially we're running 3 different ads right now, and the Merrill jobs ad is getting the best amount of clicks right now.
You have 3 different jobs ads. Are those sizes? What are they?
Yep, so
Okay.
we run 6 different sizes of each ad.
I saw a lot of zeros on the verticals.
Yeah, and I do apologize the way that got cut off there. But we run 6 different sizes for each ad. 3 of them are mobile sizes, and then 3 are more desktop size ads, is how that is getting split up. And so in order to try and not have as many sections in a pie graph, we're only checking the mobile sizes right now, but the Merrill Jobs ad is getting the most traction right now.
And where is that jobs ad taking people?
To the City of Merrill's website.
To the Okay. We might want to fine tune that.
We can have it go directly to somewhere else. If you have a different page that you would like it to link it to, that's on your website, we can do that. But I'm unaware of any job listing. Is
Well, we
there-
might want to coordinate with the chamber on that one, with their job listings.
Their job listing is only like 1 or 2. Not
Oh.
a lot of people are participating yet in that program. So I don't think that we should do that until we can actually have a lot of meat to it.
Maybe the Synergy site. I'll see what, I'll look into that. Or if there's if the people are doing that, we need to,
Yeah, I've seen the chamber request people, asking people if you do have jobs to post it there. Nobody's really doing it. So, yeah, I don't think that would be a good decision right at this point.
or we can use this 33.33% to tell people that, hey, people are going there and you're not there. So, yeah, okay, thanks.
That's a good selling point right there.
So,
Mhm.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Any other questions on this?
What, again, what are the colors representing of the 3 segments of
The colors
city
are
job?
representing the percentages of each ad.
Of
So
each
like
ad.
the purple,
Okay, yep, yep.
that's saying that
Yep.
that pie graph portion is for jobs.
Which ad was that size? Which size was that?
It's on the next page, it's in there.
Oh, we got it broken down.
Yeah, about 3 pages in, we do split up each ad and show the number of clicks and impressions that each ad is getting individual by size there. So the pie graph is explained a little bit further on.
Basically, the pie graph is the down and dirty of the next several pages. This is a definition page. So anytime you have any questions on what is this, click through, what's this, what's that, it's a small summary for you so that you can go back. So, you have any questions on any of the terms, it's right there.
Perfect. Any questions so far? I'm jumping ahead to the retargeting summary grids page. These are the 3 different tactics that we're running to build our audience, essentially. So we're essentially targeting 3 different audiences. We're doing geo-optimization, which means we're targeting a geography, and we're serving digital ads to everyone in our targeted geographies. We're doing site retargeting, meaning anyone who comes to that Merrill, City of Merrill website, we want to serve them ads and get them to come back, get them to keep their interest in, why are they checking out Merrill and things like that. 97% to 98% of people, when they first visit a website, they take no action at all. So we want to get them to come back and keep their interest in Merrill on, why are they coming here? What is their interest in moving to a small town? So that is what that site retargeting tactic is. And then search and keyword contextual is the 3rd tactic that we're using.
Can I ask a question about the
Yes.
location performance? One of our key goals here was not to try to attract from our area here, and I see that we have some pretty, Wausau's in there, Merrill's in there.
Because this has only been, this is like 21 days, and it takes a long time to get everything, all the nicks and crannies put together. It's just by default.
So we'll filter those out eventually.
Yeah, they'll filter out, but
Okay.
being the first month, it's gonna be a little sticky, but I've explained that since day one, that the first month is basically just getting you rolling.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not specifically targeting the Wausau area.
Correct.
We do
We're
not
not.
want- We don't want that battle.
Yep.
Right, yeah. Some are gonna fall in there.
Yeah.
But, as far as your impressions, I think what was it, like 4,000 was searched, right?
2,000, yeah.
Yeah. If you break that down, it ends up being like $6 of your budget.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the budget, I'm worried about
Yeah.
the
So,
just,
if it's by fault that it continues for a little longer, it's not like we're wasting a lot of impressions, and we're not wasting a lot of the City of Merrill doing it.
Right.
And we're not purposely doing it.
okay, good.
But I can confirm we are not targeting Wausau or anywhere within, I think it was 75 miles of
I
a
want 17
radius.
counties around.
Yep. So, and people might, these are where the ads are served based on IP address. So if someone is in the Minneapolis area and they drive over to Wausau and they are still in our audience and they're getting served ads, it still
Gonna
would
ping.
show up on the reporting as Wausau.
Yeah, that'll ping.
But I can confirm we're not targeting that
Okay,
area.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Madison or Green Bay? No? Are we targeting it, those?
We were targeting out of state, I believe.
Just out of
Mostly
state?
out of state.
Okay, okay,
And also, I think Green Bay and Madison would be a hard sell,
okay.
because we want to find places like, I think like adding Kenosha, like we have that.
Hmm.
They have a lot of problems. We want to target people that are very much in distress.
Okay,
Green Bay, I can't compete against the Packers.
yeah.
Just can't do it.
Well, maybe now you can, you don't have.
And it's only a year or 2.
Sounds like a Bear fan over there.
No, I'm not a Bears fan.
I just
Not
watched
that
an
they have
interview
any.
today with Jordan Love. He's evaluating himself. He feels good about Sunday. Fingers crossed.
Just saying, Denver.
Yeah. Gotta love love.
I was told that Wausau actually does market Merrill.
They might.
Market to Merrill or market to try to draw from Merrill?
Exactly.
From Merrill?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about what
I'll talk
Wausau's
to
doing.
Dave.
I can look into it and be a little nosy, but everybody has the right to target everybody.
Exactly.
So what are you
That's
gonna
I was
do?
trying- That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So those are the ads if everybody looks through. I can get you guys bigger copies because these are very hard
Well,
to read.
I'm not done with my question.
Oh, go ahead. Please, keep them running.
Keyword performance. I'm confused on some of these keywords. Are these keywords that we're paying for? Retirement, healthcare?
Yep, so those are what we pulled in from Merrill's website. They're meta keywords that are built in organically into the back of Merrill's website.
Okay.
So they're more, it's not like SEM, like Google Ads, where we're specifically targeting each keyword. It's more keyword contextual, meaning people that are reading about these subjects are getting served the ads.
Okay.
And so when I compare them to like search engine marketing like Google Ads, we normally use a much larger pool of keywords than you would say for a Google Ads campaign, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is the ones we wanted to perform are performing, the moving and the wildlife, so.
And so there's probably a few thousand of these keywords that we pulled in from the website. And if that's a full list that you wanted to see, I can absolutely pull that into an Excel.
No desire.
Okay, you're retired anyway, you don't want to read more Excel.
No, I just want the top 10.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Not as meaningful.
Oh, LaDonna, don't sell yourself short. If everybody's good, then I'd like to move on with one of the spec ads that I came up with. If that's fine with everybody? Now, hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
Was this a radio ad?
Yeah.
I do have questions about the radio ad.
So
I'm
I did a
shocked.
spec ad, and I based it off of October. I gotta take it off. I have my settings on Wi-Fi, or so off, because I didn't wanna have my phone ringing. So I based, let me get this first. All right, so I had my copywriter take what you posted for what's going on in October. So all I did was I took your information that you posted, and I had her write it up into an ad and make it into a Merrill Minute. So then this way, it won't have to take time out of your day to come to Wausau to record if you do not want to, but you always have the opportunity.
Can he
So-
record by phone call also?
It sounds like,
It does, it's
Okay.
terrible.
Okay.
It's rough.
it's horrible. I do have an app that's really good at recording, and we could always try the app. But by phone, I won't even air it. It sounds so nasty. So I'm just gonna go in the middle of the room and hope that everybody can hear it.
Or put it to the microphone.
On this week's Merrill Minute, experience more to life in a...
Sorry.
That's really quick.
Leaves some to their imagination.
On this week's Merrill Minute, experience more to life in a world of October delights. Here's a glimpse of what's happening.
Explore fall at Helene's Hilltop Orchard or embark on a thrilling adventure at the Haunted Sawmill. Grace and Sophie's Pumpkin Patch and Grandpa's Farm are calling you to wander through their autumn wonderlands. Check their Facebook pages for hours of operation.
Mark your calendars for Saturday, October 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And don't miss the Merrill Enrichment Center Fall Vendor and Craft Show. Then join the Pine River Volunteer Fire Department Open House in Pig Roast starting at 1 p.m.
Enjoy the Lang Auction on October 21st at the Bierman Building Expo Center. Then double the fun on October 28th with another Lang Auction event at the same location.
Trick-or-treating is Tuesday, October 31st from 4 to 7 p.m. Keep your eyes peeled for trunk-or-treat times, ensuring a safe and spectacular experience for all. This October, Merrill invites you to savor the season, explore the festivities, and experience more to life.
Did everybody like that?
It was a nice commercial.
I can send that to all of you as well, so that you can take a listen, maybe have your spouse listen to it, get some, but we would be, with the packet that I handed out with the schedule, go to the very, very last page, please. I have you running the very first 2 weeks of every month because of the fact I want to talk about what's coming up, not what happened. Obviously, this ad would have been perfect the very first week of October. So the very, very back page of the schedule. You can let me know whenever you guys get there. So those are some ideas that came up that we can talk about. Merrill has enough to talk about that we have something going on every single month. We have the Labor Day parade. We have the Christmas parade. We have the Tour of Lights. We have ice drags. So much. We could also talk about the ice fishing, any tournament that's going on in Alexander Lake. We want people to know what's going on in this community. It's just like having a party for a little girl, okay? I've said this story to you a couple times. So, it's your little girl's 5th birthday, and it's September, okay? So, you're all excited. You clean the house like wickedly clean, because that's what we do, because that's the way we always live. And so, we clean this house. We buy all the cake, the food, everything, balloons. We have everything perfect for this little girl's birthday. But we didn't tell anybody. We didn't send out an invitation. We just assumed people know. And that's what we're doing with these events. We just assume people outside of Merrill know, and they don't. I know, because I work in all of central Wisconsin, and nobody knows about half the things that we do, even if half. And so this is a way to get the word out on everything that we have going on. Make Merrill sound exciting. And with WIFC running on Callaway on the Rise in the morning, and then on Sundays, the Polka Show, it's a cult following. I don't get it, but it is. You're going to reach thousands of people. And the opportunity to get people to come here, dine here, shop here, will maybe make people want to live here. And so let's get the dangling fruit. That's why I feel the radio schedule. And the radio schedule monthly is $484 a month. That's it. So less than $500 a month. You're going to reach thousands of people. You're going to own the Merrill Minute, and you get to brag about what you have going on. Let's say that one of our teams go to state. What a great way to also say, hey kids, you guys did a great job. You know, congratulations. And they're going to hear it on the radio, and they're going to be like, oh, wow, Merrill really cares about me. I'm not going to move away when I get older. I'm going to stay in Merrill. Let's do that. So that, yes.
Sorry, when it comes to the Merrill Minute, does the 484, does that matter if you guys create it or
There is no
speak,
production
or
fees.
if he speaks or if you have somebody else speak?
No,
That
there's,
price doesn't change?
nope.
Okay.
And I would change up the ads as much as needed. So you guys don't have to worry about any of that. There's no extra production fees or any of that. And we would keep the same 2 talent, as I really like having the male and the female. So, what are you guys' feelings about the radio portion?
I have 2 things. One, I want to talk about the radio for itself. I think it's good. I think it helps build pride. And one of the things that is in our strategy is to build that sense of pride and help the city of Merrill do that. And I think hearing this going on and then also drawing people from a broader radius is good. So I think, you know, I think there's a positive to that. The $6,000 a year is not my decision, but that's something that the committee has to take into account. That's, you know, where that comes from. But, you know, as far as building that sense of pride and exposing us to some of these surrounding areas, it's not necessarily we're trying to get them to come live, work here. We're come here and play and spend your money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what we're asking them to do. And I think that's positive.
Any other thoughts or opinions?
There's some people that are reluctant to go on Facebook or some of the other social media sites where I think this reaches them.
Correct.
I'm one of them.
You know what? Social media is a time sucker. So you probably got more time than I do.
I wouldn't say that.
Anybody else?
No, I think it's a nice way locally to voice what our community has to offer. And I don't think many other communities have that right now, and we could use it.
Let's spread the word of what Merrill is about instead of letting other people do it.
And
I
it's-
think too, like you had said, Cameo, that to be able to get out ahead of things and put that positive image out there, you know, having us tell people what Merrill is rather than being told what Merrill is perceived to be by people who aren't in the community.
Correct.
I would agree that that the radio ads are a good thing, and especially what you had presented to us, that's a very positive thing. It's something that we definitely should be utilizing.
On a side note, just in case anybody doesn't know me, I'm born and raised in Merrill. I live in Merrill. Connor is born and raised and lives in Merrill as well. So not only are we here as Midwest, but we're also here as citizens of Merrill, and we want Merrill to thrive. So if nobody else has any questions, I guess Connor and I are done.
Stick around for the proposal, just in case there's questions on that.
Okay.
Because that's the next thing on the agenda, is the extended marketing proposal that we've talked about. What you've gone through, the report and these ads are beyond. The report was just for that first 1,200 per month,
Correct.
correct? And then what we're coming back with is a proposal for additional marketing, which would include YouTube ads, it would include the OTT and the CTV ads, and it would include the radio ad portions. Anything else that I'm missing that needs?
Could I go grab my contract?
Sure, sure.
That's different.
Yeah,
It's
this is a
different.
little different. This would be, when you click on a YouTube channel, like, say you click on a video and an ad pops up on it, that's basically what this is something that they could skip, but we're not gonna make it skippable for them, basically.
You
So
wanna
it will
explain
get imprinted in their brains that,
Yeah. Do you guys know what YouTube advertising is?
yes.
Okay.
I think I just explained that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting my contract.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Are you guys familiar with what OTT is then?
I can't say I am, honestly.
Okay. So who here has Charter Communications?
Oh, yeah. That's not
Who here gets Ruco?
Roku, yeah.
Who's got Sling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire Stick does it too.
So you see by hands how many people are not cut. They're cutting the cord. Nobody is really. I mean, Charter's really suffering. So what OTT is non-traditional cable advertising. So let's say that Scott here, we want to target Scott. We want to target a man that just retired, that lives in the Merrill area, has an income over so much, and we want to target him. Well, we can target just him on his televisions at home when he's watching his Ruco. It's crazy. All privacy is gone. So that's what OTT is. It's non-traditional cable advertising. And with those ads, I suggest the 15 seconds. With video ads, I would never go over 15. Because the attention span, they're watching something. They want this commercial over, right? And these are non-skippable. So you can't skip it. And so you want to make it so it's not abrasive and a pleasant, experience to see this ad. Now, if you guys create the ad, there is no production charges on our behalf at all, even if we do the voicing. But Nathan says that he has a voice.
I do have, well, not me personally. I
Right.
don't have a good voice, but I do have someone in office that is good with that. Yeah, and these would be basically the same ads that we would create for YouTube. They just also go to those. Got it.
Correct.
So instead of people coming to the Merrill YouTube channel, they are out watching anything on YouTube, and if they fit the demographic of what we're targeting, these ads would come up.
Correct. That's exactly it.
And with the OTT, the way it works, like, we have to use OTT for our Major League, for our MLB TV, for some reason. It's a pain in the butt. But, but then the ads are targeted towards us, we can tell. So it is a good way to get to folks, but take a look at the cost on that. That may be a further down the road thing, so.
I mean, this is very much an a la carte proposal. You guys decide what you want. I mean, if you guys don't want to dip into both YouTube and OTT right at this point, okay, well, choose which one you would kind of like to do, and then we can just do that one at first.
And this is where you had said, but give it 3 months before you cut out of it
right.
or
Yep.
change.
And
it.
I don't want, I want this to be a relationship. I don't want it to be a one-night stand. You have to give it time. I mean, I'm sure most of us in this room dated our spouse for a significant time before we went and, got married.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, let's.
9 months.
That's more than 3 months.
That's more than 3 months.
I'm about to say, Scott, you came from the same era as my grandparents who were 6 months and then 60 years
We were
later,
friends
they're
before,
still
and we
together.
decided to
so.
date, and then we got married.
I dated for 10 years and then I had to make him
41
an
years
honest
later,
man.
it's working out. So on the YouTube ads, I mean, I understand how YouTube's work. How will you be targeting the audiences within YouTube, similar to how you're doing them with
Exactly the same.
exactly the same thing as you? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, we can base it off of zip code, demo.
Same
yeah,
thing.
and if I may, YouTube works very similar to Google Ads. I
Okay.
mean, YouTube is part of Google, so we use keywords more than demographic with YouTube ads.
But we
Okay.
do zip codes.
Yep, it's geographically based, and then we use keywords
Okay.
to target from there.
So like if we want to target people that, are looking up, because we have the outdoors. That's what we have to show off. So if we're targeting somebody that is in Chicago and they're looking up ATV trails and they're watching videos on fixing ATVs or something like that, we want them.
Yeah, the boaters, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Would there be an opportunity to cut this into 6 months just to see how it works and then extend it if we see?
Yes.
My honest opinion is to go away from the OTT and CTV for now, see how we do on the YouTube ads, and then maybe add that in to next year. I don't know how Mark and LaDonna feel about that.
I
but,
kind of feel the opposite because a lot of people are getting away from YouTube too because of various reasons. So I would rather spend it towards the OTT stuff and the Merrill Minute, but I guess my gut tells me I'd like to take this total proposal to the council, and if they're in favor of it, go with the full amount. If they want us to cut half, we can, but I would rather, I don't know.
When it comes to, for me at least, with the YouTube and the OTT, I'm looking at the impressions, the quantity. You're going to get more out of the YouTube versus the OTT possibly.
Yeah.
So that would be where I would like to see the money go if we can't do both.
And the demographic, like, I'm thinking our demographic was in my age range, which is like 25 to 45. Scott, was that who we were kind of targeting? A lot of them they're just watching
YouTube Shorts.
dummy YouTube videos, YouTube
Cats.
Shorts. They're just cats on the internet.
Is that one of our keywords?
Yeah. I mean, they're not sitting
Furry
there.
cats.
They don't even want to sit and watch a Hulu show at this point in time. So that's kind of where my thought was. I'm okay with doing all of it if you two are. That
So-
is
And the nice thing is with these videos, we can change them out as often as we want.
correct.
So we can create as many or as few as we need.
Yeah.
Well, and the same thing goes Cameo, if we decide to go the full year, are we locked into doing the full year? If after 6 months we decide it's not
If you read
working
on the
for us?
bottom, it says that disclosure, I believe, that this is the pay, all written cancellation is required. It's only 2 weeks. A 2-week written cancellation.
So we could.
I never will pigeonhole a client to something they're not happy with. I've been doing this for 23 years, and I will never do that. I've never done it, and I'm not going to start. Because if you're not happy, why should I continue to take your money? It's not good ethics.
Especially if you're living in the same community.
It's my money too, yeah. I pay taxes.
So I know that one of these is a political hot potato, but have you compared the demographics, the audience, everything from a YouTube to the Reels to the TikTok?
That's your question.
YouTube is kind of in that gray area because we do target by keywords, not necessarily a demographic. It's all ages and all demos are going to at some point watch a YouTube video. Where when you get to Facebook, Facebook tends to lean more middle-aged female. When you get to TikTok, it's a younger female demographic. YouTube is in that middle area. It is a very general demo.
Safe.
What's that?
It's safe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll make a motion to accept the 29,803 and pass it forward to the council for discussion and a vote.
808.
Yeah.
I will second it. Does it need to go to council, Mayor?
It's up to this committee.
Okay, we can forward it to council for final approval if you want to do that, Mark.
That's what I would like to have done, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
In the budget, there's an item in there for marketing contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we change that to marketing.
I think that's what this is intended to kind of
Right.
take the
But I
place
think
of.
that hasn't changed since last year. It's 48.
No, it never changed from last year,
48,000.
considering we added their
Right.
14,000 for what they're
Right.
currently doing as another line item, but this could fall within
Right.
that.
But I
so.
think when we get to the budget, we say, let's change the marketing contractor to marketing and kind of move-
Operations.
Midwest
Marketing.
Communication,
Marketing.
marketing.
You guys
Mhm.
use it as you see fit, I guess, and this could fit in that
That
Yeah.
slot.
number.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would ask one thing, is I know it's early, we have to give things time to run, so I wouldn't make any shifts at all. I'd stay the course with what you're doing with the digital ads. But, looking at the poor performance of some of those ads, I think, 6 months from now, we need to take a hard look at is, do we tighten that up?
I actually request always a review after 3 months
Okay.
to look at ads.
Yeah. 'cause-
We don't want it to be stale either.
Correct.
Plus, we can also throw in some ice fishing, some snowmobiling pictures.
You need to,
something
you
more-
need to swap them out.
Mhm.
But just, taking a look, even just the sizes and some of the things, just, continuing to tighten it because it is we don't have much money there, but so we want to get the most out of the dollar.
Well, we have to have all the sizes of every single ad because of the fact we have to make sure every single ad is accessible to every single device.
Oh,
Mhm.
So-
So as far as sizes, we have to, because of the fact that there's so many ways that these can be served. They can be served on a television, a smart TV, on your cell phone, on your laptop, on your tablet, there's so many ways that we have to have all those different sizes.
okay.
It's just a technical thing.
So Scott, you're requesting that she maybe appear before us every 3 months
But it sounds like she was
to
going to do that
review?
anyway.
You and Connor will come and give us some results.
Yeah, and we encourage it, honestly. I mean,
Mhm.
because when we can get in front of you and
Yeah.
strategize, I mean, it's only going to
Yeah.
make the campaign
Yeah,
better.
I agree.
Perfect.
To taking a look at some of the stuff too, is if the jobs one is really doing much better than everyone else, do we pull back? I mean, I think that, as we move through here, I think we need to give it a good 3 to 6 months, really to run a course, and then we can really take a deep dive into what's working, what's not working, what are we getting hits on, what are we not getting hits on. So I think we're on a good track, and good job by your team.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so then the motion's been made and seconded, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, then I guess we can move on with that then. Now you guys are welcome to go if you would like. Aren't you glad you stuck around for the questions?
Thank you so much for your time. I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your help. It's been good. Okay, next item on the agenda is discuss and consider the rental ad draft for the Expo Center for the wedding planner. And I don't know, did you have revised copies
I
from
do
Jennifer
not have the
yet?
revised ones. I haven't gotten the photos back.
Okay,
from-
you want to talk through this then? Or
Yep.
what our plan is, or what we're going to do with this, or?
So this is for the wedding planner ad. It's a booklet that goes out twice a year. We had agreed to buy the full page. Jen Gartman over at Photo News helped me get this created. But we're going to, there's 3 photos that we're going to revise. Right. We're not going to do anything that's not, that aren't there. But we wanted to get fuller pictures with people in them. Looking back, I could have easily taken a picture of the chamber dinner and made it look like it was a wedding. But we didn't.
Dress and I could have gotten married, she had a black dress on.
But there's a few changes we're going to do. We're going to move the handicap accessible sign somewhere else, so these are all straight lined down. We're gonna change 14,000 square feet to 14,000 square foot center. And a couple other things that LaDonna had pointed out. But this is a rough draft. I wanted to see what you guys thought of it, if there was anything that you guys would like changed.
It's a good start.
I think that last paragraph we had talked about, it's close to the highway and local hotels, period. And then it says, with ample parking, this centrally located venue in Merrill is perfect for your big day, as a second sentence.
Hotels is big.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
And
think
the fact
that's-
that it's less than 2 miles off of the freeway, we really want to target Tomahawk, Minocqua, Wausau, just as a centralized location. So, thoughts on that, Mr. Bjorklund?
No, I think that looks great. I've approached a couple of the wedding planner events down in Wausau, and they really don't want to move, unlike a couple of other events, you know, that would consider it, but they just really, they weren't considering moving and having a whole new event for us. So this covers us much, much better.
And the thing with this wedding planner booklet, it is covering, we are the southmost part. It goes up to Rhinelander, Minocqua, Woodruff, that area. And then there's a separate one for Wausau, Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh area, which I don't feel that we fit that demographic as well. So we're going to stick with the Northwoods one. I was just talking to Jennifer about it, but to be able to reach Tomahawk, Minocqua, there's not a lot of places up there either.
I think you're right.
So,
I think you're exactly right.
meeting in the middle, it's unfortunate that Wausau's really not in there, but we want to target the Northwoods as well.
I just have a question about the 14,000 square feet. That's great, but what if someone wants a smaller area? Are you willing to divide?
They can divide, there's dividers.
There's a movable divider inside.
So you might want to say something about that, because somebody might go, I don't need that much room. Is there up to?
It's a-
Yeah.
Up to, you know,
Ju-
flexible.
To just say
or-
up to.
Yeah, something like that.
Flexible is a good word.
You know,
Mhm.
to meet your needs type of a deal.
Mr. Borklin, how many weddings do we have a year there?
Oh, good question. You know, I'm not really sure. It's busy. I can tell you that I meet with probably 3 or 4 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
We get some are still gonna go to the wedding barns,
Mhm.
even though it's $4,000 or $5,000, you know,
But the interest is there,
the
certainly.
interest is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are on the list for most people.
It might be good to look back and see how many we've had to this point, and then with running these ads to see if that increases,
We've
after.
had 0 complaints. Absolutely, every single entity and family has been thrilled with us.
Right. I can't imagine anybody'd be disappointed with that
The city
venue.
set the building up beautifully. It's simple, it's clean, the climate control is excellent. The move-in abilities with a roll-up door is excellent. So our flexibility is very good. Tables and chairs are included.
Do you have a s-
That can be the
Yeah.
equivalent of a
Yeah.
building rental in itself.
Do you have a stage?
There is a stage
Okay.
there, we inherited it.
Okay, is that the one that we had? Okay.
Yeah.
If you take a look at the large photo on the bottom, there's
Yeah.
2 full-size tractors, and they have a 24-foot trailer in there for their
Mhm.
head table. I was at that wedding.
Mhm.
They sat 288 people, and I felt like you could have fit 300, 500 more.
A lot
Like, there
of
was
the-
so much space.
A lot of the brides use the moving partitions.
Mhm.
They'll put it off at the north end of the building for a bride's area, so
Mhm.
the ladies have a place to go, and it's been very flexible and very friendly.
Good, that's good to hear.
Just a question, you just said something, is affordability a factor in people choosing?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay. Is it
I
some-
think we fit a niche. People have been initially surprised at our affordability.
Is that a word we want to throw in
Yeah,
somewhere?
affordable.
What is,
We are really.
What is
we are
affordable? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
500,
In there somewhere.
$450 for the first day, $350 for the next day.
Yeah.
so under $1,000 to
And
rent
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Mhm.
tables and chairs are included.
And tables and
It's a
chairs are there.
very affordable facility.
Yeah, so that should be added in there.
Very
somewhere.
friendly.
It could
Yeah.
even, to me, you know, something, not sure where, but I mean, if that's
Yeah.
that's a competitive point, you should,
Yep.
Very
Right.
much so.
Affordable, flexible.
Yeah.
flexible and affordable.
Yep.
Just
You can fit a tractor.
one. Or 2. You've got Bierman Building / Expo Center. Can we get rid of the slash? Do Bierman Building and maybe Center Expo Center under that? I don't know, that
we don't want to confuse it with the enrichment center. So,
No, no,
just to get rid of that?
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah, just
We
that.
can. When I handed her the
So I-
information, I always do Bierman Building / Expo Center
Yeah.
to
Just
separate.
the look on this, it just,
Yep, okay. I can have her get rid of that.
And then center the expo center with the Bierman building there, because that,
yeah.
I see what you're saying, Lori, that throws your eyes off really quickly.
Right. And when I was talking to Jennifer, since we are the city and everything, she was willing to give us a color page, and she believes it'll be either on the front or the back page. So we'll be front and center.
So, dumb question?
Yep.
The contact information?
No,
Just-
not a,
Mystery.
yep.
Is there a website?
Figure it out.
Website, phone number,
I will get that.
Bag's number on it.
Yeah,
his home address?
906.
yes.
Another one for you, Mr. Workman. The caterers that you've had come
Love
in,
it.
they like it.
They're-
Musicians,
Musicians are easy. Most of it's
DJs.
DJs.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
but the fact is, there's patch panels. They
Sure.
can plug right in.
Yeah.
The sound system is outstanding. They can bounce the windows if they want to.
Sure.
But they don't really
Okay.
need to anymore.
Okay.
It's a very quality system.
Mhm.
But the caterers that know the building know that it's very friendly.
well
to
set
cater.
up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Are we looking for a motion tonight, or to let?
This was just a
to-
draft.
to-
I think we'll
okay.
have the final one next week or next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect, all right,
All
that,
right,
Yep.
sounds good.
I just wanted a rough draft here so you guys can see what the plan was. We wanted, yep, and the aerial view so people can kind of see what it is. I do have a still shot from Darren
Darren.
and the drone. So we have that. But I wanted to picture the kitchen so they could see what they had to work with if they wanted to rent out the kitchen as well.
You know, the colors are kind of varnish and it's.
We're
in some
working
ways
on
they're
it, yeah.
Modern varnish.
Right, modern varnish.
Modern varnish. That's what
I-
we're going for. That means without the manure?
Yes. Without the stink. Without the
what do you
stink.
mean stink?
Freshly whitewashed.
Personally, I love the bathrooms, the restrooms there. They're nice, clean, spacious, but I wasn't gonna take a picture of a bathroom
Right,
and post it on
yeah,
an
yeah,
advertisement. So-
Hey, you never know, that might be
They-
the selling point.
The
Come
only
on.
thing that I have,
It did close one deal.
right, but the one thing I would say about it is get a full-length mirror for the back wall in the women's bathroom.
If you have a testimonial that is just like, wow, you may
Okay.
want to remove a photo and put a testimonial in there. It's always that third party.
I'll talk to Cameo, she just had her wedding there.
Okay, there you go.
Is that this wedding?
No, no.
I'm about to say,
Probably have a picture from her.
It was beautiful.
I do,
Hers was
I,
beautiful.
yeah. We just don't have, I want ones with people, not ones with
Oh, she did
bare
have people
space.
at her wedding?
Not in the photos that she had.
okay.
They didn't get the
COVID.
invitation.
Mark, I'll get how many weddings we've had and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For next
I'm just curious to,
That'd be good.
usage, I mean, to show that.
Tammy,
it's
would
a-
you say one a month?
What's that?
Would you say one a month at least?
Next group, would you?
I was gonna say at least 8 a year. 7 to 8 a year, because I have the expo calendar as well, so there's no conflict. Krista and I work together on that. I would say there was
Are you the
close to 8
fastest
this year, do you
growing
think?
wedding?
7?
Oh, at least, yeah.
There
there-
was. I mean, there really, it's picking
Oh.
up. It just keeps increasing,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So I'm gonna, once
I
again,
didn't mean to be evasive. I just
No,
didn't have
no,
a
no.
real, an actual number.
No, that's fine.
I've not looked backwards.
It's always important to have numbers.
Yeah, I could have it for you tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
so marketing spend, just a question. Would we be false in saying we're the fastest growing wedding venue in central Wisconsin?
We could market ourselves as that.
You can make numbers say
I'm
anything.
just, I'm always looking for the angle, and if, you went from no weddings to 100 weddings to 800 weddings,
You
we
can
are
make
the.
numbers say anything you want to if you
So
use the
I
right
just,
one.
people are bandwagon, it's like, oh, wow.
I'll write it down and see if we can squeeze it in.
Well, make sure it's true. I mean, if it's true, but I mean, if there's something we
Okay.
could say that would get people's
I'll say,
attention.
let's get some numbers first before we add
It's
that
had
in.
quite an interest. We've had several quinceañeros, which are Hispanic, 15.
16-year-olds.
Oh, they're debutantes, yeah,
16-year-olds.
15, 14, 15, 15-year-olds.
15.
Yeah.
And again, happy as a lark with those. The families have been happy as a lark. We've had a number of
Mennonite?
Amish and
Amish.
Mennonite groups.
Yeah.
They look at the kitchen as a challenge. I mean, they can't put enough people in there fixing food.
Yeah.
But they make it just sing and dance. So.
Yeah.
So there are some specific groups that.
It's more than just wedding, it's family events.
More
Well,
of
this is
it's-
wedding,
More of it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
mom and dad and the, you know.
Fastest growing event center in central Wisconsin.
Except it's for the wedding planner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not to carry on the conversations, but we do have a few things to try
Okay.
and get through yet tonight, so if we can keep moving. The next item that's on here, and I think we had kind of left this, just kind of got left hanging when we transitioned, and so this is just coming back to final approval on the concept for these street banners. So if there's any, I guess we're just looking for an approval to.
I like
go
the
ahead with
design,
them.
so I will make a motion to approve these.
I'll
designs.
second it. They're very colorful, they're light, and they're positive, and I like them.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and then we will forward this, I'll get in touch with the sign company and figure out where we go from there.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
We're going to be putting together a booth for our trade shows that we're going to, and we talked about getting things that will roll up and roll down and things of that nature. Would it be possible to utilize these formats here? in
That-
the chamber
we
side-
can
side of
ask about
things?
it.
That would be a great idea.
That'd be-
Okay, so we can use the same company, same company, you know, it's, whether it's, they're about this big and you can just scroll down
pop-ups.
or something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, the
Okay,
pop-up
I'll
displays
ask
are nice.
about 'em.
Pop-up types of things, to use that because we want to emphasize the silent sports when we go, and this would be perfect for that.
Mhm.
I agree.
I will check with them and see what
Yeah,
they got.
Sarah can get a hold of you?
Mhm.
Or
I'll
who's
forward
taking-
something to you,
That'd be fine.
contact information or something like that.
That would
and
be
we'll go
fine
from
because
there.
we're going to be doing that here in the next couple of weeks, is getting that all
Okay.
taken care of.
Clyde, I have all the artwork, so when it comes
The
to.
artwork here,
Yeah.
using that instead of the sponsor section, maybe we can just either shorten it up or get a picture or something like that.
Or put the Merrill Chamber of Commerce on there.
What's that?
Or put the Merrill Chamber of Commerce on there.
Well, we'll be there, so.
You guys
there's
could
no
always
sense.
buy a banner too.
Yeah, you could buy a banner then. Come on, Clyde.
Scott, did you say you have?
You have the artwork as well, on the disc that you have, that you
Okay,
downloaded.
okay,
You
all
have
right.
all that, but also, I also have all the original art for this, so.
Okay, because I know the person that we're working with said they had to resize the bottom part just a little bit in order to have enough to make the bottom fold or whatever.
It's all
So the
theirs to do
sponsor
with what they
section.
want. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then the next thing on here is just kind of a general, this is a rough draft again, first thing for the 2024 Visitors Guide concept. And these were just some ideas that Hallie and I had come up with, so I don't know, we're open to suggestions. Hallie, if you want to kind of walk through that.
Yeah, so with us having these banners coming up this next year, we thought it would be a great idea to use them as our background for the visitors guides. We still want to share our story, so I recycled our story from the visitors guide from last year and used it for these ones. So the ones that you have in your packet are, we're just removing the Merrill Experience More to Life and putting the text in here. On these ones, we're putting the text on the bottom so you can still see them Experience More to Life with the Merrill logo, just to make sure people know where they're at. These ones aren't in your packet.
Okay.
I didn't.
I've got one actually here.
Yep. So that's what we did. I liked using the three most colorful ones, in my opinion, just because as you're turning the page, it's going to be a little bit more eye-catching. You guys can tell me what you think. I like both ideas. The only other thing that I can think of for the one that's in your packet is to have the big M in like a, not an underlay would be the word?
Watermark.
Watermark, yeah, that. And do the text over it.
Don't make it yellow.
Don't make it yellow, okay.
So a couple questions.
Yes.
Just to make sure I'm clear on this.
Yep.
Would we be adding the logo and website and other information on these as well?
We definitely can. This is just a total rough draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like the Welcome to Merrill, these little subheads, if we could have subhead for each one of these, that we could possibly done in the font there too, would help tie everything together. But I like this approach.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
There is something about those pictures, even with the banners, that is a little more abstract, so you don't focus on the picture, you focus on
the wording.
Yeah.
Last year, I think we had 4 full pages. And I was thinking about that, like you said, Scott, with contact information. We also had a city like a whole city directory type, or there was a little chunk in that visitor's guide. We could maybe put that in one of them. We could maybe, if we decided to go with the 4 pages again, we could do, the 3 stories that we have, and then the 4th one could be that chunk of Merrill contact, website and things like that, or.
Can you put a QR code on there?
Yeah.
That takes it to that information?
I don't know how many people would actually use the QR code, though.
Yeah, but it's
I
still,
mean, if it's in the magazine, I don't know.
doesn't hurt.
I don't know. I'm not big on using them, but if I have to, I will.
COVID blew them up. I mean, they were a dying thing, and then COVID just.
Made them popular.
Yeah, they're really popular. So I have a question about the visitor's guide. One of the things that I would have liked to seen differently in last year's is we had 4 ads, one after the other. Would it be possible to space these throughout the visitor's guide versus having them one after the other?
Oh, certainly you can.
Okay.
That would be up, the photo news is gonna be, they lay out the whole thing for us.
Okay.
And so you can just let them know where you want the ads.
Yeah, so,
Maybe one's in the, I don't know how they're gonna sell them. Maybe it could be one on the back inside cover, back cover, or whatever the case might be. I don't know. That's up to them and how they deal with that.
would you mind working with me on that?
Now, just so everybody knows, it's gonna be in glossy paper. The entire document will be glossy paper this year.
Oh,
Cool.
that sounds fancy.
Holograms?
That sounds fancy.
Can we have holograms?
We could. Of you and I? Turn it this way?
I don't like the idea
We
anymore.
want people to come here, okay?
So can we pass out that one too? I don't know if anyone has a
I
specific.
put it with most of the packets,
Did
so if
you?
you grabbed a packet, you would have gotten
I
one.
don't think I
If you
did.
grabbed it.
Okay, yeah, where the information is down and the Merrill logo is still on there. So I guess, I don't know if you guys have a preference which way you want to go. I kind of liked leaving the Merrill logo in the middle of it because it kind of.
We could do one like that too. I mean, with having 4
I'm about to
ads.
say, I think only needing one, because if you have it laid out like this, and then a few pages later, it looks like this, you can kind of tell that it's all,
And you can put it in there smaller, I mean, almost corner type deal, so
Mm-hmm.
I can work with you on that.
Yeah. This was, I had to
If I can find
literally
the time.
be retired.
Okay, so you guys are
Rub it
going to
in,
kind of work
Scott.
on it a little bit in
Yeah.
between, and we'll come back with a draft. Does anybody have any other comments on it before?
not at this moment.
Okay,
Looks good.
all right, then I think we'll just kind of move on with that. The next item was to discuss the tour of lights for December 13th, and this was done in conjunction with the transit system, and Hallie's got some information on that, too.
That's going to be December 13th. I talked to Brad. That'll be 3 buses that'll pick people up from their houses. It will be free of charge. They will also pick up from the City Hall. Mayor is in contact with somebody from Channel 7, I believe, to ride on the bus. So I think that would give us some good feedback. It won't be the same winners as last year. They had agreed last year to do it that way, from what I understand. So it won't-
Is there a way to reach out to Channel 12 too, because they cover this area? You said
Absolutely.
Channel 7 and maybe another person could be in a different bus.
Yep, absolutely. I plan on getting everybody out. But I think it'll be a good thing. I'm going to work with Sarah on that. As for the prizes or whatever, I wasn't here last December, so I don't know how any of this went.
Yeah, I
Um,
listened
We
to
handed out the
you.
prizes, it was cold.
Yeah, what's,
And the prizes, I'm assuming, okay, go ahead and call me goofy, went to
already
the
had some.
homeowners, correct?
Had some businesses ask if they were gonna do it again this year, so that's a good thing.
Okay. So I'd like to make sure we do that, and I'll talk to Sarah.
yeah, we should probably get that out
Yep,
fairly soon.
It's coming.
yes, winter is coming.
Hey, we gotta make it to deer hunting first.
That
I'm
means-
selling tickets for my deck. Anybody wants to sit on it? Shoot them deer, get them off my yard, they're welcome.
I will
Would be
talk to
after
you.
me If I did that, right? No, I shoot with the bow. I can shoot it with a bow? Okay.
It's in the city limits though, so I don't know what, what kind
Can I
of,
still shoot it with a bow?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does it have to be during daylight hours?
Yes.
Mm.
my husband has asked the same question.
Probably owned by you too.
Oh, I got them by me too. Bobcat yesterday.
Oh.
Okay, anything else on the tour of lights? We're good to roll with that, and we'll have an update and
Yep.
some final stuff for next meeting?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, discuss the Lincoln County Economic Development Corporation funding request. There was a letter included in the packet that went out. This is coming from Lincoln County Economic Development Corporation. They're looking for $40,000 to basically do what we are doing here.
LaDonna, I will make a motion to deny the funding request.
All right.
I would like to hear more about it. I don't want to totally shut them out, but we are replicating, I agree,
Okay.
with some of these things.
Well, based on this letter is from the new director, Elsa Duranzo, and it's basically saying that on behalf of the city of Merrill, they would do digital marketing, print media, website enhancement, and promote community events. In the reality, we are just starting out with what we're doing here, and I think we need, in fairness, to give our product some traction before we commit to anything further from another entity. So that's my take on it, is I think that, we should pass on this right now, too. We can come back to it next year if it's of value, if there's still interest, or...
Elsa, I've had the opportunity to sit down with Elsa and talk to her, meet with her, and she's really dynamic. She's got a lot of great ideas. She's bringing a lot of positive things to the Lincoln County economic development. But I think we need to wait and see. I mean, we've seen some of the challenges of that particular organization. So I would say I agree with you 100%. If we wait a year, let the proof be in the pudding rather than in the hope.
And that's kind of my thought for denying this request. They're asking for, we've been giving them funding as it is already for the last, I don't know how many years. But I got to be honest, I've lived in Merrill my whole life, and I don't know anything that they've actually done for the city at this point in time. That's not saying they've done absolutely nothing, but I don't see the value in it just because someone new came into the fold. I'd like to see a year's worth of work before I make that commitment. That's just how I look at it.
They have done quite a bit of work here, probably not in the last 2 years, but they were vital in what happened with Weinbrenner moving into the Herd Building.
Okay.
They have done other things that haven't come to fruition, but they are out there marketing and doing some things. But I think city staff has discussed this also, and the mayor. We do feel it's the same way with you guys. Let's wait and see.
Do they know what we're doing already? That's what I would like to know, so that they aren't coming to us replicating the same kind of plan that we have in place.
Well, and I know Elsa's
can they coordinate?
Yeah, I know Elsa's only been on the job for 5 to 6 weeks, something like that.
Not even.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume she probably doesn't, but I would assume others within Lincoln County Economic Development Corporation would know. You would hope and think.
It's not just the city and them, it's the chamber, the county, this board and
Yeah.
Lincoln County Economic Development all have to get together and say
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
circle and what they're doing, and hopefully we're not all in one same circle, you know?
I agree.
I would think that would be really important, you know, to see how things could be coordinated, and then decide.
Well,
Would there
and-
be, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I had talked to her about, some of these, one of the community events she talked about was some type of symposium, gathering people together for, and I would rather look at individual events as an opportunity for us to participate at that point in time. And if there's something that we can contribute, something to work it that way for this first year until we figure out, where our marketing is going, where they're going with their marketing. I gave you a revised letter, which, we got from her afterwards, and that's a totally different request than this first request. So that in itself makes me leery to say we want to commit until, so I would happily second your motion, Nathan, to
Yeah.
put this off.
And I'm not saying to not give them any money at all, obviously. Still give them the 27,500 that we have been and continue to commit something to them. But the additional request, not until we see something or know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. That's my,
Yeah, it definitely seems like there needs to be communication about how can we coordinate this or collaborate it before, the total commitment, something
Right.
like that.
to come and just ask for more money doesn't, especially when we're in a budget season right now that is, for lack of a better term, pretty tight already right now, so.
I did tell them they were looking for additional funding, and I did tell them if they wanted to request an additional 12.5 to ask for that. And they came in and asked for 40, and we all looked at it, well, the 27.5 and the 12.5, they're asking for 40, and then when she was here, we said, is this 40 total or additional 40? And then she was the additional, so that's where the, I won't say disconnect, but there was confusion at the time.
Oh, there was definite confusion. I was at that meeting. It was confusing, to say the least.
But the additional 12.5 was operational, and I said, doesn't hurt to ask, because I was approached by one of the directors. Well, we're both on the board, and it was a request, no different than any of the other ones.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. So we are going to continue with the 27.5, so we're not contributing
Shutting them out
nothing.
completely.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of
And
change.
that boils down to a council decision, because they're the ones who decide on that final 27.5. That's not specific to
Okay.
marketing. So
And
As
that's-
I understand it, that's the funded position.
Right,
Okay?
and
It's not
that's,
It's not for things like this, and I believe at RDA, when she came in and was looking to matching part for a GEM grant, and that, the letter doesn't indicate that at all. Okay, and it was to have an economic summit here in Merrill, to bring in some speakers and things of that nature, and other people around, but obviously, this is not part of the 27.5, I don't believe, I think it's just.
They do have more in their budget than just the operation, so they do have something to work off, but again, they don't want to spend that down in either, so they were.
And economic development has done things, Nate, in town, excuse me, Mr.
It's fine,
Okay, but, a lot of those downtown grants that were given to individuals for $10,000, some of the letters came from the chamber and some of the letters came from economic development, that they were able to secure those grants to improve some of the facade and the facilities. Auntie Ray's Coffee House received a grant.
Okay.
And that, a lot of that had to do with the letter that economic development provided her to obtain that.
okay, but I guess I don't.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have, yeah.
And that's, to me, something that should get addressed at some point. But other than that, I know Mayor Haas, did we ever receive their financials at all yet, or?
Yeah, I sent them over to all the other.
Okay.
I got a copy if you need.
Yeah, I don't think, okay.
So Clyde, could you confirm just something for me? So what they did for us with those letters and helping us and everything was part of our 27.5 contribution.
Well, certainly it was.
And so we should
Because
expect the
it
same
paid for
kind
that
of,
cell,
we
paid
should,
for whoever's.
so we should expect the
kids.
same kind of support.
Yep.
Okay.
It was Mr. Bialecki that did it at that time, so they came to Bill and asked him for a letter of recommendation, or a letter of support for that building, there was some criteria that needed to be included in the letter,
Right.
okay? Whether they owned it or leased it and things of that nature, and you put the letter together, then it's sent to the economic development person in Wausau,
Mhm.
and they put the grant together, put the
Yeah.
whole grant together.
Okay, thanks.
The county has been in the past giving 40,000, I think they upped it to 45 this year?
No,
40? And I think the city of Tomahawk was at
$2,500 to help
$2,500.
fund that position.
Okay.
And some operating, whatever it is. I don't know what her wages are, and nor do I want to, but it helped fund that position and operating expenses, everything, for economic development. The county also provides her with an office.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to deny the request at this time. So without any further discussion, I would ask all in favor to say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that passes. Next item, discussion, next 3-month marketing highlights. Not going to hit on this a real lot. I guess I would just suggest, and it kind of goes along with what Cameo had in the back of her radio thing about various topics. If you guys have anything that you know of that we should be gearing marketing towards in the next quarter, I think if we can take a chunk, if you want to email them to me, email them to Hallie, whichever, so that we can kind of come up with a tentative plan for radio spots and things like that.
We have that huge craft fair in December that's not on here. That's like in 3 different locations.
I believe it is.
What's that?
November 11th
Is-
is the craft fair.
I think so.
Yeah, most of them, I think, are first part of November.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Well, there's about 5 different venues that have their craft sales. It's going to be November 11th.
That's the one where you go to Lesson Gyms and you go over to the.
You go everywhere.
Go to Eagles, go to, yeah.
The
I
MVP.
love the ladies that have the little risque
We've got-
greeting
we've got a
cards.
lot
They're
of
funny.
phone calls about that already. It's going to be at Agri Pavilion.
But that'd be great for this.
For that.
It's not on here. It'd be a good one to have on here.
Right. I didn't come up with that list, she did.
No, I just,
So-
you're asking for ideas. I think
Yep.
that's a huge draw for the city.
Now, are we
Along
looking
with
at
the December- along with the
Merrill
December
area,
deal,
or are we
right?
looking at Merrill proper? I mean, we have Helene's Orchard. It's up to the committee.
I guess I would say
Merrill
within the
area?
Merrill Lincoln County, Merrill area, I would guess.
I mean, to draw them into the area is still helping
I'm just
us.
asking.
I would think, I mean, I get it's
Good
not.
question.
It's not exactly sales tax to the city of Merrill itself or anything they sell out there, but it's
You
still.
could eat and stop and stay, yeah.
But yeah, if anybody has any suggestions or you think of anything else in the next week or so, just pop it off in an email so we can work on getting something together and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, monthly reports. Hallie, if you want to just quick give your monthly report.
It's in the file if anybody has questions.
Chairwoman Furmanek, I would make a motion to place the reports on file.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to put the reports on file. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then just an update on a future event that's being planned, and we're talking about that simply just so we make sure we get it in the visitor's guide and that we can.
We're talking about a food truckapalooza is where I'm at right now for a name. We've been kind of tossing around ideas that are catchy and phrasey and not anything that's already on TV because like Food Truck Wars and all of those things are already there and they're trademarked. I don't want to deal with any of that. But we're looking at May 18th at the festival grounds. We're pretty excited about it. I have a rough draft of 20 food trucks that I want to contact. And we're going to do a cornhole tournament. We talked to the Lincoln County Humane Society about maybe having pets there, just so they can take a look and involve them since they are right there. We're looking at entertainment. Mayor and I are
live music,
talking.
I heard.
You know, the dugout has a,
Beer
dunk
truck.
tank.
They have a dunk tank. No, it's gonna be wonderful out.
It's going to
It
be
is
a
gonna
wonderful day
wonderful
for
out.
you to get dunked,
And
Mayor.
so everyone knows May 18th is the citywide rummage sale weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
So that'd be great.
I think that'll be beneficial for everything.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. We're still discussing whether we want a live band or a DJ. Mayor's in favor of a DJ. I'm in favor of a live band.
I like live music.
I'm a fan of live music, so that's me.
Maybe for food trucks, maybe you can get a hold of Alderman Nate, because of some of the food trucks we have at the fair.
That is in the works.
That's already been discussed.
Pizza kiln.
A pizza kiln, that would be great too. So, yeah, that's where we're at. It's still very much in the infancy stage, but we are excited. So,
And I think you could, especially at that time of the spring and everything, I think if we could get this message out to other areas down south of Wisconsin, even into some of the Illinois area, I mean, I think something like this could be something that could be really, if we do it right, could be something special that Merrill can own.
Yeah, I think opening fishing week is the first week of May. So there's already people starting to come up around that time.
And we can certainly add that into the chamber's visitor guide.
yes.
So,
So,
Foodapalooza.
Foodapalooza.
I like the palooza.
Okay, well, any public comment? Okay, I guess that's it, for public comment. So our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, November 16th at 5:15.
I will not be there, but I will have everything ready.
When's that
Okay.
meeting? I'm sorry.
I will not be there neither.
Second day of deer season in
You won't be
Michigan.
there?
I will not be.
November
Are you going to be
16th.
there? Does that work, or should we reschedule?
I mean, if Mark's not going to be here, maybe we should reschedule it. anyways.
Yeah, I know, these two-member
Considering
meetings get a little weird.
Two-man meetings are definitely weird, so,
Mhm.
do we want to do it?
I don't know.
Well, I
Call the chair.
yeah,
Okay.
do call the chair
All right,
and
we
see
will do
what,
that.
because the week after it would be Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that, obviously.
No,
My father-in-law would kill me.
I still wouldn't be there. so.
Okay, well, then we will do it,
Hunting
call the chair and
accidents.
go from there, so.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.